Here is a story that slithers from the shadows of an ancient forest, where the trees guard secrets and the cabins aren't always sanctuaries. It's a tale about a man who thought he could walk through the darkness without paying a price. Pride has always been fate's favorite appetizer. Sit down, my curious friend, and listen, for this is not a bedtime story to sleep soundly. Long ago, in a forest so thick that sunlight barely scratched its depths, a hunter wandered with his shotgun slung over his shoulder. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, no sir. He had that special kind of clumsiness that makes a man trip over his own shadow. The pines stood like silent sentinels, their bare branches snapping in the icy wind. Whispering warnings he ignored, like a fool swatting at flies. The cold bit at his fingers and clouded his breath, but he pressed on, guided by an instinct as reliable as a broken compass. The forest, clever as it is, swallowed him bit by bit. The undergrowth clawed at his legs. The trunks closed in like a living trap. When twilight painted the sky a dying red, fear crept up his spine. He knew night in such a place was a merciless host. But then, oh, what luck! Just as his hopes shriveled, a solitary cabin emerged. Small, quiet, wrapped in a shroud of dead leaves that crunched under his boots like muffled laughter. It wasn't a palace, but it beat freezing to death. Barely. Inside, the cabin wore its years like a tattered coat. Wooden walls sagged under time's weight, and in one corner sat a rustic fireplace, its cold ashes mocking the promise of warmth. The hunter, relieved, dropped his pack and coat, ready to outlast the night. He lit a candle with trembling hands, and the feeble flame cast shadows that danced like playful ghosts. On one wooden plank, a dark knot stood out, not just a floor, but a face. A very fat, bald man's face, grinning ear to ear with hollow eyes that stared like they knew your dirtiest secrets. It wasn't welcoming. It was the kind of smile that says, "I've seen things, and you're next." The hunter tried to shrug it off, settling into the straw by the fireplace, but that face pulled at him like a bad itch. The candlelight flickered, and with each waver, the face seemed to move. The mouth stretched wider, the eyes sank deeper into shadow. The wind howled outside, a chorus to the unease prickling his neck. Finally fed up, and maybe a little unhinged, he grabbed the candle and stomped over. Staring it down, he growled, "What's so funny, fatso?" The face didn't answer, but its grin widened as if it found his bravado delicious. He backed off, muttering, and crawled back to the straw. Sleep came in fits, haunted by twisted faces and whispers he couldn't shake. He woke multiple times, and each time those wooden eyes were waiting, patient as death. At dawn, gray light crept through the cracks. The cabin was still, the straw was tousled, the shotgun coat and spent candle lay abandoned. And on the wall, where there'd been one face, now there were two. The new one was his spitting image. Same rough jaw, same vacant stare carved with eerie precision. Beside it, the fat, bald man grinned, wider than ever, as if toasting his new pal with a silent, "Cheers, idiot."